Okay, so the very last test that you are going to test for is a test for fats or lipids. So lipids are not polymers. They actually include a variety of molecules such as fats, oils, waxes, steroids. And so what we're going to test for in this test is for your typical fat or oil. There are certain plants that store fats. Usually you're going to find fats or oils in seeds. And so this is how we acquire corn oil, peanut oil, coconut oil, which is very, very good for you, sunflower oil. And if you've ever gotten a bag of Chinese food, so I'm just going to blow this up a bit. So if you were to get a bag of Chinese food, unfortunately, this is what happens. So let me squeeze that down there, and we end up getting these wonderful grease spots. Okay, and if you were to hold up these grease spots to the light, you can actually see the food through them. Okay, it actually makes the bag translucent. Let me just get rid of those. So what you would test for, how you would test for the fats. Okay, so you would take a simple bag, or you can also take a paper towel, just like they have here. And you're going to draw a circle depending on how many samples you're going to have. And again, you want a positive control and a negative control. So think about what would definitely test positive and what would definitely test negative for fats. Okay. And then you're also going to put a third circle or fourth circle, depending on how many unknowns you have, to test against your positive and your negative. Now there is another test that you could do. It's called the Sedan 4 test. And because fats and lipids, they are nonpolar, okay, so they're going to dissolve in nonpolar solvents such as ether, methanol, ethanol, basically those substances that are not water. If you've seen salad dressing, you know that oil does not mix with water at all. Okay, it's very hydrophobic. And so with the Sedan 4, you are putting this substance, the Sedan 4 reagent, into the oil, and it is mixing with the oils and it is turning them a pinkish color. It's actually drawing out the fats from the actual sample. But it is highly carcinogenic. It is not a test that we need to use to actually see whether or not we have a lipid or not. The paper bag test is definitely perfect. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to take a circle. You're going to make a circle of your sample. Okay? You're going to put a drop of your sample, and then you're going to wait. And you're going to let it dry. And so if you want to wave it around to make it dry faster, that's completely fine. Or you can just do this test first, and by the time you've finished with all your other tests, this test should be dry. And then you're going to hold it up to the light and see if you can see your hand or an object through it. If you can, that means it's translucent, so that would be positive. And if you can't, that probably means it's something like water, which would be negative. And that's going to be your last test. Okay, so remember, you're going to be getting at least 9 test tubes. Okay, you're going to have a positive and a negative control for each test that you do. And then you're going to have at least one unknown sample. And this is going to be a sample of the food that you brought in. So it could be one person's food choice or 2 people's food choice, depends on what you want to do. And you're going to follow the directions in your lab manual and what I've described in the couple of videos here to perform those tests. All right, I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to fill out your pre-thinking assignment. That will be due as you come in. And I hope you guys had a good weekend.